What's going on, everybody? Jeremy here, back to talk to you guys about this week's top indie comics that you should be looking out for, picking up. We've got a lot of new things on the list this week, so some brand new series to check out. And I'm going to start off with a graphic novel and then a runner-up for the top 10, and then we're going to jump into that top 10 list. So if you want to see what my top picks are, stick around. Let's start off with a graphic novel that you should be picking up this week. This one is coming from Mad Cave Studios. It's the first graphic novel that they've released, to my knowledge, and it is The Carmen Line from Dennis Hopeless and Peter Kowalski. I have read this whole thing. It is amazing. It's all sex, lies, and betrayal on a reality show streaming from the International Space Station until the crew receives a message reading, "Abort mission and get home now." Things unravel quickly as they find their shuttle damaged and a crew member dead. They'll have to fight to survive and escape with cameras recording everything. I gave this one a 9.5 out of 10 on my review that I dropped on youpromisemecomics.com. So that's over on the website. Go check that out. I'm hoping to get a video review of that out as well. But for right now, over on the website. Fantastic. Please check this one out. You will not regret this sci-fi drama that is just full of so much intrigue. My runner-up this week is a book that you know I love, and so I didn't want to put it in the top 10 because I'm always going to be picking this one up, and that is Something is Killing the Children. We got issue number 30 here, ending this arc, I believe. So we've got to have a big showdown coming for Cutter and Erica, and I know it seems like we've been dragging out Cutter a little bit here, but in this one, it says Cutter's arrival makes saving Tribulation an even more desperate task for Erica, but it's do or die because she's the only one who can keep Gabby safe. And even if she can save the town and make it out alive, she's still a rogue hunter, and the Order isn't known for their mercy. All right, let's get into this top 10 now. We're going to start out with one from Whatnot Publishing, and that is Liquid Kill. We've got issue number 2 here from Max Hoven and Aaron Crow with art by Gabriel Eumazark. We've got the story is following a sadist slaughtering group of vigilantes as they encounter pure evil in a blood-soaked cyberpunk future a la Ghost in the Shell meets John Wick. Written by the creators of the critically acclaimed series It Eats What Feeds It and artist Gabriel Eumazark from Boom Studios, the rich elites sure like to party, and the staff at a luxurious hotel ensure that their every twisted urge is satisfied. But something depraved is happening on this island, something vile, and the fun-loving staff are too afraid to ask questions. Luckily, a ruthless team of vigilantes known as Liquid Kill are coming in hot, and they have their own ways of getting to the truth. That's my number 10 pick. Number 9, coming from Boom Studios, we have The Approach, number 5, from Jeremy Hahn, Jason A. Hurley, and Jesus Hervas. Reaching the old terminal might be the only hope for the survivors, but the blizzard is just as deadly as the monster, and there's no way out but through. Abby struggles to be a leader for the passengers, but can only pray that the storm is enough to deter the creature that stalks them as well. I think either this is the last issue. Yes, this is the last one. It's 5 of 5. So this will wrap up this crazy creature horror story that we've got going on here. Jeremy Hahn, incredible writer on this, with Jason Hurley, and the art has been fantastic. I'm loving every bit of this story, and it's wrapping up here. Speaking of wrapping up, we've got Once Upon a Time at the End of the World from Boom Studios in the number 8 slot this week from Jason Aaron and Alexandra Tefenki. This is the last one of this arc. I believe what the plan was 3 5-issue arcs from different artists for each arc. And so in this last issue of the first arc, Maceo is determined to prove himself the only way he knows how, and his stubbornness brings Mezzi's ire. But the Wasteland Rangers prove too dangerous, even for Mezzi, and Maceo will have to do more than a symbolic gesture if they want to make it out alive. Will love prevail? At least for a little while. Like I said, I believe this should be the last issue of this arc right here. I've been really enjoying the story with Maseo and Mezzi. Fantastic development between, both of them becoming a little bit different as the story's going on. Their characters are growing, and they are really improving each other in a way that instead of being so serious all the time, Mezzi is becoming uh, way more fun, trying to enjoy the little things in life, while Maseo has really developed some survival skills. So I am very much looking forward to seeing how this wraps up here. Number 7 on the list this week, we've got one from Image Comics. We're going for Local Man number 2 from Tim Seeley and Tony Fleece. We got a series that's combining rural crime noir and superhero action. I loved issue number 1. And in issue number 2, once the star recruit of the media sensation Super Team 3rd Gen, Jack Xavier has become the prime suspect in the murder of his arch enemy, the Hodag. Now, Jack must clear his name in a town that hates him, even as he's followed by a persistent security drone primed to obliterate him if he steps out of line. Each issue is a classic Image Comics flipbook with a lead story drawn by Fleece and a superhero flashback into the depths of the Image universe, drawn by Seeley. We're going to number 6 on the list now. We're going to Vault Comics for Godfell, issue number 2 from Christopher Sabella and Ben Hennessy. Another issue 1 that just got me hooked on the story. In this issue, having taken the first steps of their journey through the corpse of God, Zanzi and Neth are ready for a fight, but nothing has prepared them for the Fellnacht. Living in flesh hotels carved up and down the leg, this apocalypse cult will stop at nothing to turn the soldier and her tagalong into acolytes. This whole world is so unique and interesting. God fell from the sky, and now the world is fighting over God, and there's so many different things that have happened because of this incident, and it's kind of one of those things is this God, is this a creature, what really is it? But the corpse of God is how they reference it in the story, and it's been really good. Coming to the top 5 now. We've got, for number 5, one from Mad Cave Studios, Dahlia in the Dark. Number 4 of 6 from Joe Corallo and Andrea Milana. Donnie has to fight his way through a magical blizzard to confront a powerful wizard and the treacherous fairies that are helping him take the package back to their outlaw king. Meanwhile, the federal agent in pursuit of Donnie has been betrayed, but it will only make things worse for him. Fantastic like fantasy crime story, which is super cool. I'm really loving the world building that's happening here, and I also have been just enjoying where the story's been going. So if you haven't been picking this one up, go let your shop know you want it. Top 4 are going to be all ones that are number 1s, and I have actually reviewed the top 3 already over on the You Promised Me Comics website, so we'll talk about those. But in the number 4 spot from IDW, we have one that I originally didn't see in the catalog, and I just heard about it when number 2 was on FOC, so I am going to go check this out, and that is Dungeons and Dragons Saturday Morning Adventures from Sam Maggs and David M. Boer, with art by George Kamadias. It's Dungeons and Dragons, but the fun Saturday morning cartoon version. If you were a fan of that, you're going to love this. Long before the world turned upside down and new generations discovered D&D, 6 kids boarded a magical roller coaster and were transported to the Forgotten Realms. Noble Ranger Hank, intrepid acrobat Diana, quiet thief Sheila, impulsive barbarian Bobby, fearful cavalier Eric, and uncertain magician Presto only wanted to get back to their own world, but escaping the realms has turned out to be much harder than getting there. Danger lurks at every turn, the enigmatic dungeon master is less than helpful, and Venger, the force of evil, will stop at nothing to get his hands on the magical weapons the kids have come to rely on. To top it off, Hank has made a startling discovery. Despite the dangers, Sheila, Bobby, Diana, and the others aren't so sure they want to go home after all. I mean, would you? getting into a fun fantasy Dungeons and Dragons world, it's very dangerous, but if you get your craft down, maybe it's a fun time. Who knows? That is my number 4 pick. Number 3 from Keenspot Entertainment. Got a new one from the crazy creators of Sumerian's Paranormal Hitman, Brett Murphy and Wilson Gandolfo. We've got Toy, issue number 1. It's a wacky, new, all ages series that follows the adventures of Rockledge's greatest inventor, Toy, as he and his pals deal with the evil Lily Buttercup and her gang of goons. In this action-packed first issue, Lily Buttercup terrorizes the town with her new ginormous mech suit. Will Toy be able to stop this evil kitty before she destroys his beloved town, or will this kitty have executed the perfect plan? We interviewed Brett over here on the channel not that long ago, back when Toy was in the previews catalog. So if you haven't caught that interview, go watch that. Learn about Toy and the writing and art relationship between Brett and Wilson. Just fantastic creators overall, and I'm excited for this one. Again, this one over on the website with a review. YouPromiseMeComics.com. I'm going to try to link all of these reviews that I've got over in the description, so hopefully it's down below for you. If not, find it on the website. Next up, in the number 2 spot, we've got from Mad Cave Studios, Don't Spit in the Wind, number 1 of 4 from Stefano Cardacelli. Whew, I already was a real big fan of Stefano's artwork, and now seeing it in his own story here, it's beautiful. It is so much fun to look at, and this is a very important story that's being told here. One man's trash is another man's living. Since Earth became inhospitable, humanity escaped ages ago to live in a space station floating above the atmosphere. Now Travis and his crew of garbage men are tasked with cleaning up mountains of toxic waste, working for a company called Atomic Bros Inc. to create a clear world. But when one of Travis's crew members goes missing near an old nuclear facility, Travis's job becomes a bit more complicated. I have read an advanced copy of this, also have a review up on the website. It's a 9.5 out of 10. Also have some fun coffee from my shop. Got that in as like a promo item. Super cool concept to throw that out there as a promo from Comics on Coffee. Yeah, Comics on Coffee right there. So I'm excited for this one. This is sure to be a hit between Stefano's artwork and this beautifully important story about climate change. Please go check this one out. As my number 2 pick and number 1 this week, going to friend of the channel's comic here from Scout Comics. We've got Granite State Punk number 1 from Travis Gibb and Patrick Biermeyer. Of course, Jerome Gagnon on those letters. Zeke has just gotten released from prison and is now living in the last place he ever wanted to be, his dead parents' house. For years, he tried to drown every ounce of the memories of this place and his messed up childhood. Zeke is now forced to confront it, and the revelation that his past is filled with the occult, punk rock, dark magic, and its connection to New Hampshire's most historic landmark, the Old Man of the Mountain. I read this when it came out from the Kickstarter, and it's just so good. If you're a fan of punk rock, you're going to love this. If you're a fan of dark magic, you're going to love this. If you're from New Hampshire, you're going to love this. If you just want something just different, that's fun and free, and not free, $4.99, but free, really freedom is really in there with the freedom of expression and some crazy stuff going on in this one. Just trust me on this one. Granite State Punk is phenomenal. And we've had Travis on. We've talked about it back when this was releasing on Kickstarter, but also more recently when Granite State Punk's follow-up volume was on Kickstarter. And it's just fantastic. So go check this out. Is number 1 pick this week from Scout Comics. There's some really cool covers for this, and I believe there's some exclusives out there, some stuff releasing at MegaCon this weekend as well. It's a great week for comics, great week for indie comics especially. those are my top 10 plus graphic novel and, runner-up choice this week. Thank you for watching and listening into this. If you're new here and made it this far into the video, thank you so much for making it here. And go hit that subscribe button down below. Really appreciate everyone who's been following along. We drop these videos every week. Drop FOC videos every week. I probably will not get an FOC video out this week, though, because of MegaCon and some preparations for that. But when I return from MegaCon, I will try to drop a top 10 for next week's New Comic Book Day. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. As always, collect what you love. See you next time.